All right, what's up, everybody? This is CheekyCP, and I wanted to do something a little different this week and do a more complete beat breakdown. Episode 35 of 3BeatsLater is where we're taking some loops by a pretty dope producer. His name is Maurice. And we're taking those loops and we're making beats out of them. So I have a beat here. I'm going to play the beat, but I also want to just kind of break down what I did, show some of the cool little things I did in Logic. And I am, learning as I go with Logic. So bear with me because some of this stuff is new to me. So I want to kind of share some of the cool things I'm doing. So first thing I'm going to do is talk a little bit about who we are featuring. So let me share my screen really quick. All right. So the producer, his name's Maurice. Go check him out. He is at Maurice on Twitter. And if you actually click on his link tree, that will take you to all the different projects he has going on. So he has some pretty cool stuff. He produces a lot of stuff on using the Koala app. I've come across some of his loops before and the packs that he puts together. So he has new music out, but also these loop packs that he calls Lazy Sunday loops. So some guitar, some Rhodes, some crunchy drums going on. And for the episode this week, we took this Lazy Sunday Loops Volume 7, and there's about 8 or 9 or 10 loops in there, and we flipped them. So shout out to Maurice, pretty dope stuff. And I am going to play my beat and I'm going to show you what I did on this beat. So here we go. Let's rock this beat first. All right, so that's the beat. There's really kind of like 2 beats built in there. So I did something a little unorthodox this week. What I did was I used Maurice's loops, but in a really different way. And I've been thinking about this for a little while. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to just duplicate this and I'm going to play one of the loops for you so we could just hear some of Strong Maurice's music. So I'm just going to go to One Shot. I'm going to open this up. So this is just one of the loops, and I have it pitched down. Let me pitch it back up. Here we go. Actually, that's half speed. So let's bring it back up to full speed. So here's a loop. So pretty cool stuff. You know, some keys in there, some piano, some kind of like fuzzed out guitar with like octaves on it and stuff like that. Really tasty. And you can see that he has the chord changes are A minor 9 to D minor 9. And what I did was I took really like 4 different loops of his, and I took the chords that really sounded cool, and I took them from what he had He had this playing at G minor, and, or I'm sorry, at A minor, and I pitched it down to G minor. So if you listen to my chop of that same exact loop, what you'll hear is this chord just pitched down. So in the pitch section on the quick sampler, you'll see it says coarse. I could bring that down 2 half steps. So now instead of an A minor 9, this is a G minor 9. And this is half speed, so I wanted that to kind of play a little bit longer. Half speed is going to look at the tempo and then just allow that to ring out half the amount of time that it would at a regular tempo. Okay, so using that type of mindset, I created a chord structure that I like, and I'll show what those chords are. So those chords are right here. It is G minor 9, D7. That's the first half. And the second half is B flat major 7, A minor to D7. So this is kind of something I was playing with. I wanted to kind of write a song around those chords. So I just went down the line, took loop 1, found that A minor and changed it to a G minor. Then I went to loop number 2. I found a different chord. I just pitched up a half step. This is the chord. And then also played it at half speed. Then this C minor I didn't end up using. So then I went to this B flat 7. In his loop, this is a F minor 9, 13. So I pitched this up 5 half steps to get that to be the chord that I wanted it to be. And then this A minor 9, he was playing an A minor 9, so I just used that same chord. Again, just dragging them out. This is played at a quarter of the speed, so it's gonna lay a little bit longer. And if you just listen to that section of all his chops, you hear this. So that's basically the chord progression that I wrote, just using chords that were pitched all from Strong Maurice's loops. You will hear some crazy stuff going on, like within this chop here. The glide up. I'm actually in Logic and I'm using their pedal board. I am a guitar player, so I had to automate the whammy bar to go up a full octave. So when I go back to that section and just play that, it's going up an octave. And in Logic, if you just hit the A button, that'll pop up all of your automation. And by looking at this chord here, you can see the automation that I drew was just pulling that pedal from 0 all the way up to 100%. And then it was set to go up an octave. The other time that it plays, it's doing the opposite. I have a different whammy pedal on there and it's going in reverse. It's going from really high pitch to a really low pitch. So you can hear that here, right here. Then I just added some delay. So I've kind of been getting into loops, and if you watch the Very Dope Producer interview that I did with Marcus Elbow, he was talking about loops, and he said that, you know, they're great for inspiration. And this pack is definitely inspirational because it allowed me to mess around with those chords and play this little cool guitar loop that I'm about to play right now. So I play this out on the guitar. Add some vinyl. So that's actually guitar, and I was doing something pretty cool with a pick and did like a weird raking technique to make it sound almost like a harp. And okay, so that's kind of like the loop section, the guitar that's playing on top of it. I added some melody ideas, but before I even get into that, what I'll do is I will play the beat. So once I had the guitar part written, I just kind of let a snare ride on top of that. And then I played an 808 like it was a bass. So if we just listen to this right out with some snare. I added the kick. And then played the bass basically on the 808. So that's pretty dope right there. Like I think I would kind of actually clean that up a little bit more and make that a whole track, find a lyricist. But in order to add to the percussion, I wanted to feel a little bit more sloppy. Like all of that was pretty much played out on the MIDI controller, and none of it is really on the grid. I added to that by basically recording some shake and some tambourine. So the cool thing is I had like 8 takes where I was just recording tambourine, then I was recording shake a day. And in Logic, you can basically just let an audio loop run while you're recording, and it will take your different comps. So comp 1, comp 2, comp 3, comp 4. And with this little chalk cursor here, I can go into the little wave samples and choose which ones I want to keep in. So I pulled from here, I pulled from way down here on take 3, I pulled from take 7, then 4, 4, 4 are placed in there. And then that created this little percussion track that goes along with the beat, which is pretty dope, I thought. Okay, nothing crazy though. I mean, this is kind of chill vibe, kind of boom bap-ish. I took the bass, I wanted the bass to ride out in the middle and have a transition. So I took all of those chops and threw on the main out, I threw on the remix effects, and I automated some of the remix effects, basically just to do like a filter sweep. So you can hear that section right now. And this is all automated. And it comes back in. So when I had the beat come back in, I had some melody ideas in my head that I would probably want, you know, a singer to play around with, but I played them out on guitar and I played them out by chopping some more of Strong Maurice. And what I did for this chop was something where you see me do a little bit if you watch the stream, which is we're just taking a little chunk, this keyboard, section here in his one loop, the loop progression I really like actually. And I use that as basically an instrument. So you can hear it's on the MIDI and I played out a line, added some delay, put some effects on it. And then the guitar is kind of playing in the same style. So if I solo these together, this is the melody I kind of had, kind of just like, you know, accenting the one, nothing crazy. You know, and with everything together, especially with the 808 in there, it kind of sounds pretty nice. Okay, so that's the first, you know, section of the song. The second half is, now this is where I've kind of been messing around a little bit, where I want to start building more songs that have a different time signature built into them. So this flips, and I found out how to do this recently. Basically in Logic, you can change first portion of your song, whatever time signature you want, second portion of your song, whatever time signature you want. All you're doing is you're just using this little drop down here, and it's going to set up your track a certain way. The way I set this up was it's 4/4, and right here on the 73rd bar, you basically just go and hit the plus button, and then you create a time signature. It just changes to 3/4. So from here on out, the beat is actually in 3/4, and I just almost did that again. So you just click wherever you want it to start, hit add, and then it'll ask you what do you want to add, what time signature. So once this is in 3/4, again, I was messing with the loops, and I built just kind of like a descending-ish kind of progression or ascending progression going from G minor to C minor. And it sounds like this. And all these are reversed. All right, I think you don't hear enough hip hop in 3/4, so I definitely wanted to just play around with that. So definitely the 3/4 section could use some work. Those are just basically the ideas that I had. I had like a melody thought through. It doesn't really sound great. I think I might play some guitar on that or something. Something like that. Or maybe get a singer. All right, that's pretty much the beat breakdown. So yeah, so if you don't watch the stream, definitely go to ThreeBeatsLater, like and subscribe, do all that. We do beat breakdowns all the time. Every week we spin a wheel. We choose something completely different, an artist, a new loop pack to sample. We invite producers on. So if you're a producer, you want to come on the show, definitely we'll have you. Just hit us up. The email is 3, the number 3, the letter B, the letter L, at the number 3beatslater.com. Or you can hit us up on Instagram. It's at ThreeBeatsLater, or on Twitter at ThreeBeatsLater. So shout out to Strong Maurice. This is a dope pack. You could check out his stuff online. And thanks for watching. All right. If I could only figure out how to stop this.